This is Merritt with S&B Futures. If you're enjoying these recap videos and learning a lot, which I am getting a lot of feedback from people on, head on over to smbfutures.com and join our community. That's where you can be a part of what we're doing here live with the pre-market preps and the setups and calls throughout the day, joining a fantastic community, just really getting connected with a lot of great people who are really, really serious about improving their craft day after day, myself included. So let's dive into the markets. Just going to focus on crude oil today. It is not even lunchtime yet, and we are already doing the recap because, quite frankly, what we had pointed out in the room and what we were looking for has been done. So we achieved a nice little 10-to-1 on our main hypo number 1 today. So let's dive in. Go over here to the room. Go to where I made my post this morning. A little late this morning. Posted at 9:14 and 36 seconds. Hypos are ranked in order of importance, in order of most likely to occur. So hypo 1 being most likely to occur, hypo 3 being the least likely. So let's just go ahead and dive into them. Hypo 1, head down to wick the overnight low. Let me just erase my drawings here so we can walk through this together. The overnight low was in this general 40s to 50s zone. I believe the overnight low was around 44 cents or so, something like that. Right there. To find buyers. Okay, so head down to the overnight lows to find buyers, which takes us up to the previous high. So the previous high we have automatically marked on our chart. It is this green dotted line here. Bit of an alternate thing here, though. If we don't get that much of a wick lower, any stabilization above 51.75 could be a long opportunity. So in case we don't go get those overnight lows, because keep in mind, we're posting this right over here where the market's opening. 51.75 is here. And let's just change the color of this because it's not as important. All right. Hypo 2 would be a hold below 51.40s for an even deeper pullback into the 50.80 area, which then finds buyers. Hypo 3 would be a hold above the previous high for continuation long plays. So hypo 2 would be if we're able to hold below 51.40s, we would look for a pullback into this zone here to find buyers. That didn't happen. Hypo 3 may play out this afternoon, we'll see, but it's a hold above the previous high for continuation. Okay, but hypo 1 is where our focus was, so let's focus on that. Market opens up, can't quite get above 51.75. Starts to come down here, and we start to see some buyers step in. Takes us up to new highs here. But not a ton of buying, still pretty range bound actually on the session. We established a swing low, a swing high, a swing low, a swing high. Just kind of running stops above and below those. But then we see some really strong selling that comes in. Takes us right down to our hypo 1 overnight low, and what happens? Boom, strong buying hits the tape. We come in. That's the trade location, guys. That's where you really want to be involved. Fantastic place to get involved. If you don't get involved there, this is a great pullback to get involved here. So just to give a little more color into some specific decisions that I made today, I actually started to get involved over here. I got really good scale outs into the highs here. And then I actually started to add into the position on this down move here, scaling back into full size, which is something new for me that I usually don't do. Usually I'm very precise, all in, and then scale out. But I am, and I have been entertaining this and experimenting with some scale in approaches under specific scenarios for the past 4 months or so. So anyways, worked into there. And I actually flattened out on the new high of day into here because we're making new high of day here. Everything should be great, but the amount of buying we're seeing down here on the delta is just not that great. So I decided to just step back, reassess here. Always can get into another entry if need be. And so what happens from that point? We do stabilize on, let's call it hypo 1A, where we have that stabilization at 51.75, and that we do see that. I didn't express any trades there, but I did allow that to shake out. And then so once we drive higher from there, that's where I now am ready to stalk longs again. We're in a healthy uptrend here. We just need to see weakness from sellers and strength from buyers, and we get that. This little flaggy type of pattern right here was not strong at all. Very weak, grindy kind of move. So getting involved here was fantastic. I did so. Getting involved on the next pullback was fantastic. More of the same. Really, really nice there. And just a nice strong move up to take out the prior day's high, which is where we flattened out there. So you can't draw it up any better than this. I know that I certainly, 10 years ago, I would not have believed anyone who told me that you could come up with a plan right here that would describe so well the scenario that unfolded, essentially calling high of day, low of day, that kind of thing. We don't do that every day, as you guys see from the recap, but there are plenty of days where we really do nail the context and nail the extremes of what's going on. And then we just simply look to execute as good as possible within the scenario that's unfolding. But one of the absolute most important things you can do as a trader is have this kind of read on context and where things change, where likely destinations are. It just gives you a fantastic risk-reward landscape to then go execute on a shorter term inside of. So that's what we're all about here. Great work from a lot of students in the room today. So shout out to you guys, and cheers. We'll see you tomorrow.